Today at the shop, I am tinkering on my off-road truck, or what you would know or commonly know as like the VK swap truck that I've got, my 2005 Nissan Frontier with the 2004 Nissan Titan engine and transmission in it. I'm working on it just through the winter, just doing some upgrades, some maintenance and stuff like that. But I've got the truck pulled apart in a way that exposes some stuff that we can take a better look at. I've recently been made aware that some of the information on my cooling setup is confusing in the VK swap overview video. And rather than take that video down, I thought it would be better just to address that information or address the questions and then just kind of move forward. So that way that video can stay up, can still help the people that it needs to help. And then you can build off of that video with this one, hopefully help you with this too. None of the information changes. I am just clarifying my coolant setup. We'll go through some temperatures and then hopefully that'll kind of prepare you compared to that video. Use this one to build off of it. And then that should be it. We're just gonna jump right into it. This is roughly, I don't know, 6 or 7 years since I originally did the swap. The engine and transmission are still the same. It's not what we're focused on today, but I just wanted to kind of make sure it's a V8. V6 is what it came with. I don't know. We'll start right at the radiator just because it's the easiest place to start. This is an OEM style radiator for the Frontier, but it is thicker than the original, than the OEM thickness. That I do think helped quite a bit. Whenever I got this from Rock Auto, so whenever you go to actually purchase it, all you have to do is look at the actual dimensions of it, and it will immediately tell you that this one's thicker, or whichever one that you get. I don't know the actual brand name of it. I don't think it really matters, but it's OEM style. It's thicker, and definitely makes a difference. We'll go ahead and look at just like the front portion here. The thermostat I changed out to a Z1 off-road, or Z1 170 degree thermostat. I did an OEM water pump. And then this hose right here is a hose that I blocked off originally whenever I originally did the swap. This hose was the lower hose for the expansion tank, but the hose over here on the firewall on the Frontier side of things is the lower hose for the expansion tank. So that's the one I did, and then I just blocked that sucker off. The two hoses right here are so the throttle body doesn't stick whenever it's really cold outside. A lot of people block them off. I just didn't because I was lazy and cheap, and there was not another hose, and they hooked right up. So that's what I did there. You see the upper radiator hose with my coolant temp sensor. For my fans, this hose right here is connected to just a seal cap for the top. This cap is not pressurized. It's not how it's designed to go. This hose right here travels all the way down and through right here, and it ends up at this top connection on the expansion tank. So just to be clear, there are two hoses. This hose right here to the top, and then this hose from the firewall down to the fender well is right here at the bottom. And then this is a pressurized cap, for overheating, relieving pressure, etc. And then just because we're back here on the firewall still, these hoses are on the firewall. The other side is the heater core that provides you heat. This hose just goes to the back right here. This hose to the back of the block over on that side, and this hose goes on this left side here. I probably should have done a better hose. Whenever I originally did the swap, all I did was add some tape right there. As you can see, it rests pretty good, but it let me get out and party with my friends, so I didn't really care. Let's take a deeper look at the fan shroud that I've got. So this outside portion of the fan shroud is the OEM Nissan Pathfinder V8 shroud. Whenever it got destroyed, whenever I added the thicker radiator, I decided to go back to electric again, but this time I used quality fans. I used Spall 11-inch pullers, and they move, I don't remember the CFM on them, but they move a lot of CFM. And you can kind of see this plexiglass or Lexan right here. So that Lexan I cut out and I put like against this on the back of the shroud, and I JB welded it and then drilled and used like nuts and screws to tighten it. I'll show you what I mean down here. So you can technically see the radiator. Like you can see those radiator fins, but that's clear plastic. You see where this, you see that bolt right there? That bolts onto plastic. It's all super firm. I'm actually really proud of it, even though it's kind of like a roadkill job. It works. My clearances are super thin. Like look at that bolt right down there. Super thin clearances, but it works really, really well. If we come out up here, this is a Spall 12-inch pusher. You can see it's kind of ghettoed on there a little bit, but man, it is securely fastened. It's not going anywhere. It hasn't in a while, but I've got that hooked up to the factory AC and like overheat plug. So if I have to remove it, I just unplug it. It's a pretty simple setup. It's nothing too crazy. That temp probe that I mentioned earlier is hooked up to my relays for my electric fans. These are on just a little LED temp reading. So whenever you turn it on, all you do is hit a couple of buttons. There's a ton of different relays out there. There's a ton of different options. A lot of off-road guys get complaining about the fans caking on in water during water crossings. So these have little fuses in them. You can just pull them out and your fans won't kick on while you're off-road. That is, I think that's a good way to just bypass it instead of running like switches and stuff like that. But this relay set up with this temp probe on these fans has worked really, really well. And I just kind of want to show you again, just so we're going all around, just so you can kind of see thermostat, the water pump, the original connection for the expansion tank on the Titan blocked off. This one connected, going over there. Just wanted you to see exactly how I have it all hooked up. Just because I've had really good luck on this setup. Oh, don't forget the PRG radiator bracket. Oh my God, it's so firm in there. I really like that. That's a really good addition, actually. It's cheap. But that is my coolant setup. Works really, really well. I've been on the setup for close to 2.5 years now. The temperatures that I see are consistently in the 185s, even on a triple-digit degree day, even while towing, even while going off-road. I would say the one caveat is, and I've towed with this truck on these 35s with a full-size trailer and an Xterra on the back for 6 hours. And I didn't have a single issue. Temps around 200 that day, but as far as like just daily driving the truck, temperatures are very consistently in the 185 range. Off-road, I've seen 200, but I would like to get in a situation where I have to constantly beat on the truck for like an extended period of time, because that was one thing that I really missed about the V6. The VQ engine in this truck, when you're off-road and you're stuck in like mud or you're pulling somebody out or you're just really, really taxing the engine, it never cared. It never even got warm or remotely close to warm. And sure, if you have an issue, you could overheat, but as long as your system was good, you wouldn't overheat. This, even though the system's been good, I mean, on my original setup on a clutch fan and no shroud, and like, dude, I had some overheating problems, and a lot of guys do. I still get contacted today about guys that have overheating problems. So I wanted to definitely use this as an opportunity to hopefully help somebody. I think that my system is good. I think that I have really good temps. I've not seen anything over 205, I don't think, on this setup. And I really use the truck. I use the truck like a truck. I jump in it, drive it, don't pay attention to anything, use it like a daily driver. I tow with it. I haven't gotten really, really hardcore off-road with it like I'd like to, but that's just lack of time. I don't think that's the truck's ability in that sense. But I still get people that contact me about overheating issues, and I hope that this helps. I know a lot of you guys that are out there that do this kind of work are way better than I have, and will be able to take this information, if it does help, and you'll be able to run with it, and you'll be able to create a much better system than I've got. I think that's about it for what I want to do to the cooling system. My next step that I actually thought about, which I don't think I need to anymore, just because like the temperatures are happy, but I just keep, you keep thinking about like, well, that next step, or what could I do after this? And my next step that I thought about doing was raising the hood. Just use those little hood brackets. We did it a lot in the drifting days. Just to pull the hood back up on the back end just a little bit to, get off of the seal. So that way your airflow kind of rolls back over the hood a little bit better. And then after that, I was thinking about adding an oil cooler. I don't think I need to do that stuff anymore. I think that the setup that I'm on is really, really well, and it performs really well. So that's why I wanted to take the opportunity to show you guys the setup that I have. And hopefully that helps. Hopefully that gets you into a situation where if you are overheating, hopefully this helps get you to a situation where you're not overheating. If there's any information that you know of that you can add, let me know. And the next time I do one of these videos, I'll chuck the information in there, and then we'll go from there. All right. Thanks, guys. Peace.